stopping their best shooters, and I feel like in the first half we were able to do that, and in the second half, some of their guys who they rely on heavily got hot.
How did kind of the roles change for the bigs with Gochi kind of out and waiting for him to get back?
Yeah, I feel like whatever job you're called to do is the one that you have to try to succeed in. Um, Me and George and Solo have been splitting that time at that position and both positions and trying to do all we can to fill that role that Pharrell takes in, but we're still trying to improve at that.
5 of 8 from the field, including a couple of threes. What do you feel was working for you offensively tonight? What were you able to take advantage of?
Yeah, I feel like I just took advantage of the mismatches. I feel like I shot the shots that were green light shots, as we would say in our program. So just let the game come to me and then try to force it.
Yeah, Elijah, comparing your guys' 28% from the field against Oregon to tonight's 42%, what are some of the things on offense that you guys did that was successful, and how do you guys want to build on that?
Yeah, like I said, taking what we consider to be green light shots, which are shots that assisted, open, not overly contested. So just sharing the ball more and not forcing it.
Elijah, on that point of sharing the ball more, you had 5 guys tonight in double figures. How did you feel just the overall flow and getting everyone involved was going tonight?
Yeah, I feel like we did a good job of that. First half, I think we were down 5. So we just got to continue to endure the challenge of every game. I feel like, in the second half, we start to let off the gas, so we have to figure out a way to improve at that.
What was the focus trying to contain Wilkerson? And when he has a run like that, what do you do?
Yeah, we knew going into the game he was a really good player. We knew they had a lot of really good shooters going into the game, and just try to slow him down, but we weren't able to do that tonight. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Hey, Buzz, you were able to limit them to 34% from the field in the first half, and then they started kind of heating up there in the second. What was the difference, do you think?
Yeah, I thought our coaches were great in regards to the plan, and I think our guys have continued to improve in regards to having more endurance to execute the plan. 70% of their shots entering tonight's game were assisted. And then 52% of the shots they've shot have been from 3. And so part of their potency offensively is just how many threes they make. And so we were trying to influence who was shooting the 3 and then the type of contest on the 3. And I think tonight was the lowest number of percentage from 3 that they've shot all season. So we did a really good job on that. I know that they made more in the second half. I think the thing that hurt us the most was before the shot, we did good in many respects. We didn't do good when they missed it. We gave up way too many offensive rebounds. That would be the first thing. And then the second thing, we fouled too much. We have done a good job throughout the season thus far of limiting our fouls. But I think they scored 20 points from the field in the first half and 16 points from the free throw line. And I don't know what it would have been in the second half, but we just fouled too much and we gave them too many shot attempts. We only shot one more ball than they did, and I think from a margin standpoint, from a deficit standpoint, we're going to have to shoot more balls, and within those balls, that also needs to include free throw makes. And we allowed too many offensive rebounds, and then we fouled too much.
And then 7 assists on 25 field goals. Just what do you attribute the ball sticking the way it did tonight?
Well, I think part of our basket assist rate would be just because we couldn't make a shot. I don't think our guys were selfish at all. I think they've done a good job, a better job, an improving job of making quicker decisions with the ball. I think we got them in rotation at a good rate. I thought we shot better shots. Our shot diet was excellent. We shot 38% of our shots were layups, 41% of our shots were threes. We did a good job not taking bad wood twos. DA is going to shoot a high percentage of wood twos. I think our group is aware of that, particularly on drop ball screen coverage. So our shot diet was fine. We just need to make more of them. And if you don't make more of them, I don't know what they assisted on 40-something% of their baskets. I don't know what 7 of 25 is, but we just need to make more shots, and then it'll look more aesthetically pleasing.
Buzz, what was the approach in trying to defend Wilkerson, and what was the biggest challenge in trying to keep him?
Yeah, that was priority number one, not just specific to 3, specific to 3, to 12, and to 7. And so there were, without explaining all of it and acting like we have all the answers, I do think priority number one from a percentage of threes that Indiana shoots, who shoots those threes, the type of contest, how we're going to play them off the ball, how we're going to play them when a ball screen's involved. As you know, if you're asking, 12 and 3 are going to play off the ball screen a little bit more than 7. And so I thought our plan relative to that was better. They shot 41% of their shots from 3. Going into tonight's game, they were shooting 53% of their shots from 3, and they made 33%. So there's some layers in that. Sometimes all 3 of those guys are on the floor. Sometimes, most of the time, 2 of those guys are on the floor. And then at times, 1 is on the floor, only one of those 3 players. So our guys, we practiced that the last 2 days, including today. I thought their understanding of that was good. I think out of bounds under their first 3 in the first half was a miscommunication. I think 12 made a 3 at the top of the key. I can't remember where the second 3 came from in the first half. Number 3 in the second half, 2 of those 3s we failed in regards to our plan, but of the 8 threes, 6 of them we played the way we would want.
Hey, Coach, in the first half, not only did they get to the free throw line, but they also had some backdoor cuts, and when they do cut backdoor, they do it with a purpose.
Yeah.
Do you think just over 40 minutes, the fouls and the backdoor cuts kind of loosens things up for them from the three-point line in the second half?
Well, I think behind what I just mentioned, anybody. You're not going to allow them to make or shoot as many threes. Any coach would say that because that's what they're so good at. And then when you are trying to influence the types of threes and who's shooting them within their motion, not necessarily all of their sets, they are going to cut back door. And so we were playing number 4 and number 1 a little different based on 12, 3, and 7 shooting threes. I thought that 5 moves really well without the ball. I think 6 is incredibly gifted at the rim with the ball on the way to the rim. So our 5, Elijah was great. George failed on a couple of occasions on the back doors, but we would, just from a math standpoint, we would want to give up more 2s than 3s, but we fouled way too much. We fouled way too much.
And Darius came out. He was really aggressive coming out. Were you looking for him to be that aggressive? Because it seemed like he got himself started after those first couple of misses.
On DA and Dre, one of the things that we've been trying to improve on is their rim shot percentage. Both of those guys are improving in their ability to get to the rim. We have to continue to find ways to help them improve at the rim. And 38% of our shots tonight were at the rim. And this says that DA was 2 of 3 at the rim, really good. And Dre was 3 of 4. So when we played Oregon, they were 1 of 11 on layup, so to say. And tonight they were 5 of 7. So we've been doing different finishing things at the end of practice with those two guys. I think DA's footwork is his footwork prior to the catch and on the catch is as good as anybody I've coached at his age. He's finding ways to get space. He is comfortable in the wood 2-ish way. But when you can put pressure on the rim, you have to be able to finish. And when you can finish, we're going to need those two guys to get fouled at a high rate because there's not anybody to throw it to. And so we're trying to get the defense in rotation more off the bounce than we were over the last 6 or 7 weeks off the pass. And those guys have made improvement, and tonight some of their work came to life, which was good.
Hey, Buzz, I don't know what the total number of possessions was, but at times it felt like it was the pace was as fast as we've seen this year. Was that something that was by design, and what did you see while it was up tempo?
Yeah, I think me and you may have talked about this a little bit the last time, and it's such a delicate. It's delicate, and credit to our guys. they are accepting of the fragility of it all in regards to, we've changed some things since Michigan in regards to how we're trying to play offensively, and the rotation of who's playing obviously has changed. And so within a shot clock, is it a made basket or a missed basket? What can we do in the first 6 seconds? And then we kind of call the next 6 gray, like it's not black, it's not white, and it's kind of a delicate, what do we need to do in gray? I think it was 65 possessions against Oregon. I haven't watched the game, as you know, but this says tonight we had 68 possessions. I don't think that we're going to play in the mid-70s. I don't think our depth nor within how we're playing, I don't think we can absorb a mid-70s game. But I also don't know that we're going to be able to score enough points when it's a grinded out low 60s. And I think the thing that really skewed our numbers tonight is what I mentioned to Gene. A lot of the things that we were doing prior to the ball being shot, our execution level of those things was as good as it's been in a while. The problem is when the ball was in the air, we didn't finish with a possession enough. And then a lot of our fouls came after the offensive rebound. And then we didn't get fouled enough in the first half. Yeah, so close to, we shot 100% more free throws in the second half than we did in the first half. And they shot significantly more in the first half. And that's just, I hate to say it's one thing. It's not one thing. It's a list of multiple things. And we need the endurance of those multiple things. We've got to hit it at a pretty high rate. And then when there's one outlier, even though, like the best thing that we did against Oregon in some respects is we finished the possession with a defensive rebound 75% of the time. And today, through 14 games, Indiana was offensive rebounding 28% of their shots. So from a possession count standpoint, the game was probably in the range that we needed it to be. I would say that without knowing coach or trying to coach his team whatsoever, I would say he would prefer a faster game. The problem is today when they missed, and some of what we did, I thought, influenced some of those things. They offensive rebounded 44%. We're not going to get enough possessions for us. So that's probably about the right pace.
And Indiana tonight, and then also you faced Iowa and Virginia.
Say that one more time.
On top of Indiana tonight, you've seen Iowa and Virginia, who've had some of the more impressive first-year coaches this year. What has impressed you most about what they've been able to do with these brand new rosters?
Yeah, constructing the roster and how it goes, the hires of their staff. There's a lot of variables that are not public knowledge, as you know. Trying to get the real information. I try to study all of it, not just their plays. And even, obviously, I'm aware of the 4 first-year coaches, including myself in the Big Ten. But I think roster construction and how you do it, building a team, building a program, the depth, how to disperse the salaries, if that's the appropriate word to use in 2026. There's a lot of factors in addition to what happens in between the lines. And so what we've tried to do since we got here is within our staff, each staff member kind of studies certain things, not just specific to first-year coaches, but within the Big Ten, within Power 4, how do you go about your schedule? How do you go about your roster construction? How do you go about your salary disbursement? A lot of arguments are out there on it's professional. And so, you can study a lot of NBA salary cap information, but I don't know that that's necessarily always the right thing because those contracts have multi-years. And so Indiana is the oldest team in Division I. That's part of the study of this game. Part of, personally, my decision upon arrival, if every player is from the portal, then that means initially, within the first 100 days that you're hired, you're making a decision that you're probably going to spend a lot of time in the portal. And I don't have a problem with the portal. I don't have a problem with high school kids. But thus far, over the last 4 years, as things have continued to change, we've tried to do a little bit of all of it so that you can build. Because for me at Maryland, an institution, a program that's historically been so successful, I think what's important in our decision making is sustainability. And you don't know if every high school kid is going to hit, so to say. You don't know if every high school kid is a good value decision. And the same applies in the portal. And then 10 months later, you don't know your team, and so some of the decisions that you're making in the early signing period also influences that. So it's for sure multifactorial, and there's not an easy answer because there's not enough historical data to suggest what's right. So some of it's just the type of program that you want to be that represents your staff, your families, their families, the department, the institution, on and off the floor.
Hey, Coach, still searching for that first conference run win. Is there anything
You got any ideas?
Yeah, is there anything you can point to specifically that you guys need to do in order to grab that first one?
We're playing harder. We're playing more together. Our coaches are doing a great job of identifying measurables. Our practices are much more impactful in regards to how we're spending the itinerary of what impacts winning. In some ways, I think we've stopped losing and we've had momentum in the process of all of this. We just haven't had momentum in the results. And so, just like I told them, we'll keep auditing how we can improve, and we'll keep building on the things that we know we're having success with, and the things that we're deficient in, we've got to continue to find ways to improve. Whether you're at home, whether you're on the road, we've got to continue to search for these margins of improvement and chase after it with a relentless spirit of where is one other thing. And that for sure is me at the front of this. I've got to do a better job. And I'm trying to professionally, with great poise, apply appropriate pressure to everyone in the program for those margins. Because it's not, when you win, it's not one thing. And when you lose, it's not one thing. And we are doing a good job collecting the things that have prevented us from winning. And we're salvaging and stopping a lot of those things. And now we're kind of to the, it's probably like it's like my grandmother used to tell me, hey, this is wrong and this is right. But there's a lot of times you're right in the middle, and it ain't right and it ain't wrong. And we used to be way over here, and we're making progress. But the scoreboard doesn't say it. And Buzz Williams in his first year at Maryland is 0-for. And I have no justification for that other than I got to do better. And I'm going to try the best I can with the right attitude and the right tone to continue to find ways to study to help these guys.